spotlights hide a lot: wrinkles, blemishes, and in some cases, bad hygiene. Some of Hollywood's biggest stars are rumored to have scents so unpleasant they've become a running joke behind the scenes. From stubbornly avoiding deodorant to outright refusing to shower, these 20 celebrities might just change the way you think about fame. Number 20. Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock's medicine cabinet holds a secret that would make most people do a double-take. The Academy Award winner swears by hemorrhoid cream as her go-to eye treatment, dabbing the same ointment meant for very different body parts directly under her Hollywood-famous eyes. She discovered this trick while filming Miss Congeniality, when a makeup artist noticed her puffy morning eyes and pulled out what Bullock initially thought was expensive eye cream. "I didn't know using butt cream on your face was a thing in the beauty industry, but it actually works," she confessed during a candid interview, laughing at her own revelation. The cream's anti-inflammatory properties, designed to reduce swelling in sensitive areas, work just as effectively on under-eye bags. Her makeup team now stocks Preparation H right next to the premium serums, though they've learned to label it discreetly after visiting celebrities who nearly fainted upon seeing the tube. The technique has become so integral to her red carpet prep that she once panicked before the Oscars when her assistant forgot to pack her special cream. A frantic pharmacy run ensued, with her team clearing out 3 different stores' supplies. While other actresses drop thousands on Swiss cellular treatments, Bullock gets her camera-ready look from a $7 tube found in the most embarrassing aisle of any drugstore. Number 19. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf's dedication to authenticity reached new heights of stench during the filming of Fury, where he played a World War II tank gunner named Bible. For 3 months, LaBeouf refused to shower, claiming soldiers in the trenches didn't have that luxury. His co-stars Brad Pitt, John Bernthal, and Michael Peña initially admired his commitment, until they had to share a cramped tank set with him for 12-hour shooting days. The situation deteriorated so badly that the crew started leaving anonymous care packages outside his trailer: soap, deodorant, even dry shampoo. LaBeouf interpreted these gifts as attempts to compromise his art and doubled down, adding authentic dirt under his fingernails and refusing to wash his costume. Pitt, who ironically has his own history with baby wipes over showers, tried reasoning with him, explaining that method acting shouldn't become a health hazard for others. This wasn't LaBeouf's first hygiene sacrifice for his craft. During the filming of Sia's Elastic Heart music video, Maddie Ziegler struggled through their contemporary dance sequences, diplomatically suggesting cleansing wipes between takes. LaBeouf refused, insisting his natural state better represented the video's raw emotional themes. The video's behind-the-scenes footage mysteriously never surfaced, with crew members later admitting they had to edit out multiple moments of Ziegler visibly holding her breath during close contact choreography. Number 18. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's Captain Jack Sparrow might have sailed the 7 seas, but he certainly wasn't stopping at any ports for a bath. Depp believed real pirates wouldn't prioritize dental hygiene or regular washing, so neither would he. For months during Pirates of the Caribbean filming, he cultivated what he called authentic pirate essence, a combination of unwashed hair, unbrushed teeth, and clothes that hadn't seen soap since production began. Orlando Bloom, who spent countless sword-fighting scenes face-to-face with Depp, started arriving on set with a personal assistant whose sole job was to spray air freshener in Depp's direction between takes. The costume department eventually gave up on cleaning his signature coat, deciding the accumulated grime added character. What they didn't expect was how the smell would linger in the wardrobe trailer, requiring industrial fans to air it out nightly. Years later, during The Tourist, Angelina Jolie discovered Depp hadn't abandoned his hygiene-optional philosophy. Their romantic scenes required multiple takes, not for performance reasons, but because Jolie kept breaking character to offer him mints. She eventually started hiding Listerine strips in her costume, discreetly slipping them to Depp between setups. The film's intimacy coordinator later revealed they had to reshoot several kissing scenes after Jolie's facial expressions in the dailies showed unmistakable disgust that CGI couldn't fix. Number 17. Megan Fox. Megan Fox's stunning appearance in Transformers hides a domestic reality that would shock her millions of fans. The actress freely admits she doesn't flush toilets after use, a habit that has driven roommates and romantic partners to the edge of sanity. Her reasoning remains mysteriously absent. She simply shrugs when asked, treating it as a quirky personality trait rather than a hygiene issue. Brian Austin Green, her ex-husband, once revealed that their house had bathroom rules posted on every door, desperately trying to remind Fox of basic etiquette. He installed automatic flush toilets throughout their home, only to discover Fox had figured out how to disable the sensors because she found the sudden noise startling. Their housekeeper reportedly requested hazard pay, while plumbers became so familiar with their address that they started sending holiday cards. Fox's lackadaisical approach extends beyond bathrooms. She leaves wet towels on beds, dirty dishes in bedrooms, and clothing scattered across every surface. During Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles filming, her trailer became so chaotic that the production hired a full-time assistant just to maintain basic sanitation. Fox found the whole situation amusing, once joking that her beauty routine might be flawless, but her living routine definitely wasn't. Co-stars learned to meet her in public spaces rather than risk visiting her dressing room. Number 16. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis shocked parents everywhere when they revealed their family bathing philosophy. If you can't see dirt, skip the bath. This Hollywood power couple treats soap like kryptonite, with Kutcher admitting he only washes his armpits and groin daily with a single bar of Lever 2000, ignoring the rest of his 6'2" frame. Their approach to hygiene makes other celebrities' quirks look positively germophobic in comparison. Their children, Wyatt and Dimitri, became unwitting participants in this experiment, which involved minimal washing. The couple waits until they can visually see dirt before breaking out the baby shampoo, arguing that constant bathing strips natural oils. Eunice revealed she didn't have hot water growing up in Ukraine, so she never developed the American obsession with daily showers. Now worth millions, she could bathe in champagne, but chooses to barely bathe at all. The revelation sent shockwaves through parenting communities, with pediatricians rushing to clarify that visible dirt shouldn't be the benchmark for bathing children. Yet, the couple remains unmoved, with Kutcher proudly stating he just splashes water on his face after workouts. Their shared philosophy has presumably saved thousands on their water bill while creating what must be an interesting aromatic environment in their $10 million Beverly Hills home. They've turned their lack of hygiene into a bonding experience, proving that the couple that doesn't bathe together stays together. Number 15. Britney Spears. Britney Spears commanded the world's attention with chart-topping hits, but behind the glitter and choreography lurked habits that would make her backup dancers keep their distance. Fernando Flores, her former bodyguard, dropped a bombshell lawsuit in 2011 detailing the pop princess's aversion to basic hygiene. According to Flores, Britney's presence announced itself through a cloud of stale cigarette smoke mixed with body odor that no amount of her signature perfume could mask. The allegations painted a picture that felt worlds away from her polished music videos. Flores claimed she'd go days without showering, skip deodorant entirely, and treat toothbrushing as optional. Her love for walking barefoot wasn't limited to beaches or her home. Paparazzi caught her padding through a Los Angeles gas station bathroom without shoes in 2004, forever cementing the image in pop culture history. The photos showed her emerging with visibly dirty feet, seemingly unbothered by the germs she'd just collected. Those who worked closely with her during her Vegas residency whispered about special protocols developed to manage the situation. Dancers learned to position themselves strategically during group numbers, while her glam team became experts at dry shampoo application and strategic perfume placement. Number 14. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's face has launched 1,000 ships and apparently attracted 1,000 bird droppings in his quest for eternal youth. The Mission Impossible star allegedly discovered the ancient Japanese beauty treatment known as the geisha facial, which involves nightingale excrement carefully applied to the face. While most people run from bird droppings, Cruise reportedly runs toward them with a credit card and a prayer for tighter skin. The treatment, supposedly packed with enzymes that exfoliate dead skin cells, costs upwards of $300 per session at exclusive spas. Victoria Beckham publicly endorsed the practice, which apparently gave Cruise the celebrity endorsement he needed to take the plunge. Sources claim he became so devoted to the treatment that he had a special refrigerator installed in his trailer specifically for storing the precious bird waste, temperature-controlled to maintain maximum potency. What makes this particularly bizarre is Cruise's notorious control over his image. Yet he's allegedly willing to sit with bird feces on his face for 30 minutes at a time. Spa technicians who've supposedly administered the treatment describe him as completely zen during the process, meditating while the nightingale droppings work their questionable magic. Whether it's responsible for his seemingly ageless appearance or just another Hollywood placebo effect, Cruise continues to look decades younger than his years. Number 13. Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz's fresh-faced California girl image crumbles under the weight of her 20-year deodorant boycott. The actress believes antiperspirants trap toxins in the body, causing more odor problems than they solve. This philosophy might sound healthy in theory, but her co-stars throughout the decades have struggled with the practice, especially during physically demanding scenes. Her wardrobe tells its own story of questionable hygiene choices. Diaz proudly wears the same jeans for weeks, claiming denim improves with wear and natural body oils. She's been photographed in the same outfit 4 days running, with visible stains accumulating like merit badges. During Charlie's Angels filming, Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore staged what they called an intervention, gifting her multiple pairs of identical jeans so she could rotate while maintaining her preferred broken-in feeling. The situation reached critical mass during the filming of The Other Woman, where Diaz's character required numerous outfit changes. The wardrobe department discovered she'd been secretly re-wearing the same undergarments beneath different costumes, creating continuity nightmares when sweat stains showed through. They instituted a new policy requiring actors to surrender all clothing at wrap. Though Diaz still managed to smuggle out her favorite pieces, Leslie Mann later admitted they scheduled Diaz's close-ups for early morning, before her natural approach to hygiene could fully bloom under the hot studio lights. Number 12. Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal sent shockwaves through social media when he casually mentioned to Vanity Fair that daily showers were overrated. The Oscar nominee argued that constant washing strips away beneficial bacteria, leaving skin vulnerable and unbalanced. His philosophy extends to letting his body's natural cleaning systems do their work, though he drew the line at oral hygiene, insisting his teeth received proper attention. His nightcrawler transformation apparently awakened this minimal washing approach. He noticed his skin looked better when he showered less during the role's preparation, attributing a natural glow to preserved oils. This revelation came at an interesting time, as his Spider-Man Far From Home co-stars had already been whispering about his unique presence during fight scenes. Tom Holland diplomatically mentioned in interviews that Gyllenhaal brought intense authenticity to their confrontations, carefully avoiding elaboration. The actor's dating history suddenly made more sense to gossip columnists who revisited past relationships. Taylor Swift's song All Too Well gained new interpretations as fans wondered if hygiene incompatibility contributed to their split. Gyllenhaal seemed amused by the controversy, suggesting that Americans' obsession with overwashing was cultural programming rather than a necessity. He pointed to European bathing habits as evidence, though his European co-stars quickly clarified that less frequent didn't mean optional. Number 11. Viggo Mortensen. Viggo Mortensen transformed into Aragorn so completely that he forgot basic human necessities like soap and clean clothes existed. For months, during Lord of the Rings filming in New Zealand, Mortensen lived as he imagined a ranger would, sleeping outdoors, wearing the same costume for days, and treating dirt as a natural accessory. He justified this approach by explaining that a real ranger wouldn't find a shower in the wilderness of Middle-earth, so neither should he. Sean Bean, who played Boromir, initially respected Mortensen's dedication until their scene rehearsals in confined spaces became unbearable. Bean started showing up to set with car air fresheners hidden in his costume, while Orlando Bloom learned to position himself upwind during group shots. The makeup department faced a unique challenge: how to make Mortensen look authentically weathered when he already arrived looking like he'd been living in a cave. They eventually gave up trying to apply fake dirt over real dirt and just worked with what nature and Mortensen's aversion to hygiene provided. The strangest part of this story emerged years later during the Captain Fantastic promotion. His younger co-stars from that film revealed a completely different Mortensen, one who smelled like green tea and yerba mate, who actually used soap, and whose trailer didn't require a hazmat warning. When asked about the transformation, Mortensen simply smiled and said Aragorn was behind him now. His Lord of the Rings castmates wish they could say the same about the memories of his smell, which apparently still haunts them during cast reunions. Number 10. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper's 3-shower-a-day habit sounds like a germaphobe's dream until you learn he refuses to use deodorant during any of them. The Hangover star believes aluminum-based antiperspirants interfere with the body's natural detox process, trapping toxins that need to escape through sweat. His solution? Shower constantly, but let nature take its course between washes, creating a cycle of clean to funky that keeps his co-stars guessing which version they'll encounter. His morning shower happens at 5 a.m., followed by an afternoon rinse after his notorious 2-hour gym sessions and a final cleanse before bed. Yet, without deodorant, the Philadelphia native's natural musk builds throughout the day, particularly problematic during press tours held in cramped interview rooms. Jennifer Lawrence, his Silver Linings Playbook co-star, once gifted him a crystal deodorant stone as a joke, which he actually tried before deciding it interfered with his chemical balance. The irony of Cooper's routine becomes apparent during award season when he's photographed looking pristine on red carpets while standing mysteriously far from his dates. Lady Gaga, during A Star Is Born promotion, mastered the art of the lean-away hug in photos, later joking that their on-screen chemistry required some off-screen distance. Cooper remains convinced his approach is healthier, i.e. citing vague studies about antiperspirant dangers, while his assistants stock his trailers with industrial fans and strategically placed air fresheners. Number 9. Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts saves the planet one skipped shower at a time, or at least that's how she justifies going days without stepping under running water. The pretty woman star's environmental passion extends to treating her body like a drought-stricken California reservoir, conserving water by simply avoiding it. Former bodyguards have described her as a true hippie, though they used less flattering terms when discussing the aromatic consequences of her eco-friendly lifestyle. Her water saving extends to her famous auburn locks, which she believes benefit from natural scalp oils that shampoo would cruelly strip away. Roberts has admitted to loving her hair's unwashed scent, describing it as earthy and authentic, while stylists describe it differently, usually while wearing medical masks during fittings. The contrast between her million-dollar smile and her au naturel approach to hygiene creates cognitive dissonance for those meeting her in person, expecting fresh-faced charm but encountering something more organic. During Eat, Pray, Love filming, the crew joked that Roberts didn't need to act during the ashram scenes. She already embodied the unwashed spiritual seeker aesthetic. Her Italian co-stars, from a culture that values daily grooming, struggled with her proximity during romantic scenes. The hair department learned to work with what they called day 4 hair. Anything beyond that required interventions, which Roberts resisted. She maintains that skipping showers connects her to the earth, though others might argue it just connects her to an unfortunate smell that follows her from her Malibu mansion to movie sets worldwide. Number 8. Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston's coffee addiction costs her more than $20 a day at specialty cafes, but the real price gets paid by anyone within breathing distance. The Friends star's devotion to caffeine has created a signature scent that's less Central Perk and more industrial espresso machine. Her breath carries such concentrated coffee fumes that co-stars have learned to time their scenes around her consumption schedule, knowing that post-latte Jennifer requires tactical maneuvering. Jason Bateman discovered this during The Switch, when their kissing scene turned into an impromptu coffee cupping session. He stopped mid-take, pulled out a mint with comedic timing worthy of their comedy, and suggested they freshen up the scene. The crew burst into laughter, but Aniston seemed genuinely surprised that her 6-cup-a-day habit might affect others. During Horrible Bosses, Bateman came prepared with a pocket full of breath strips, calling them Aniston Insurance. The situation reached peak acknowledgement when Alec Baldwin, during their 30 Rock guest appearance, broke character to announce, "Good God, Lemon, did you eat coffee beans for breakfast?" The line wasn't in the script, but producers kept it, thinking Baldwin was improvising. He later clarified he was genuinely shocked by the espresso fog emanating from America's sweetheart. Aniston has since joked about her coffee breath fame, but makeup artists report she still arrives on set clutching her 4th venti of the morning, ensuring her signature scent remains part of her enduring appeal. Number 7. Shailene Woodley. Shailene Woodley's medicine cabinet looks less like a Hollywood starlet's and more like a witch's apothecary, filled with Chinese herbs, clay supplements, and essential oils that she credits with keeping her healthy and grounded. Her holistic lifestyle took an awkward turn during the Spectacular Now filming, when her daily herbal tonic, a murky brown liquid she brewed each morning, left her breath smelling like what Miles Teller described as fermented grass clippings mixed with old gym socks. Teller, playing her love interest, found their intimate scenes challenging, as Woodley insisted on drinking her concoction right before romantic takes, believing it enhanced her emotional availability. The smell was so distinctive that crew members could track her location on set by following the herbal cloud. When Teller diplomatically suggested breath mints, Woodley countered with oil pulling, swishing coconut oil for 20 minutes while everyone waited, only to follow it with another dose of her special brew. Her essential oil obsession created a different problem for Hollywood's fashion elite. Woodley applies various oils throughout the day: patchouli for grounding, tea tree for clarity, eucalyptus for energy, creating a potent cocktail that permanently embeds itself in fabric. Major fashion houses started declining to dress her after discovering their $30,000 gowns returned reeking like a health food store. Valentino allegedly destroyed a dress rather than attempt to clean it, while Versace instituted a Woodley clause, requiring hefty cleaning deposits. She remains unbothered, viewing their rejection as proof that the fashion world needs more natural healing energy. Number 6. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe's Oscar might shine, but according to horrified co-stars across multiple film sets, that's about the only thing that does. The Gladiator star treats personal hygiene like an optional suggestion, rather than a social contract, leaving a trail of traumatized noses throughout his filmography. His method-acting approach includes adopting his character's presumed bathing habits, which, for a Roman gladiator, Depression-era boxer, and biblical figure, meant months of accumulated grime that no amount of movie magic could disguise. During Gladiator, Crowe decided Maximus wouldn't have access to Roman baths while seeking revenge, so neither would he. Cast members reported seeing visible dirt clouds when he moved quickly, while his leather costume developed its own ecosystem. The smell in the Colosseum set became so overwhelming that extras received hazard pay, and Joaquin Phoenix insisted on separate transportation to avoid confined spaces with his co-star. Ridley Scott tried addressing the issue diplomatically, only to have Crowe lecture him about authentic warrior musk. The pattern repeated during Cinderella Man, where Crowe argued that Depression-era boxer Jim Braddock couldn't afford regular baths. Renee Zellweger, playing his wife, required a special clause in her contract guaranteeing minimal physical contact during non-filming hours. By the time Noah rolled around, Crowe had perfected his no-wash method, spending the entire shoot smelling like what one crew member described as a zoo exhibit after a heat wave. Jennifer Connelly later revealed she developed a breathing technique specifically for their scenes together, while Emma Watson flat out refused to do any takes that weren't absolutely necessary. Crowe's commitment to authenticity remains unshaken, though his invitation list to rap parties has noticeably shrunk over the years. Number 5. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey's Lincoln commercials might talk about being driven, but his deodorant-free lifestyle has been driving people away for over 2 decades. The Texas native swears off antiperspirant with the conviction of a religious convert, claiming his natural scent attracts women like moths to a flame. His female co-stars tell a different story, one that involves strategic breathing techniques and praying for outdoor scenes. Kate Hudson learned this the hard way during Fool's Gold filming in the Australian heat. After their first shirtless scene together, she arrived the next day armed with an arsenal of natural aluminum-free deodorants, desperately trying to find something McConaughey would accept. He rejected every option, explaining that masking his musk would be like putting a costume on my soul. Hudson later admitted she started eating copious amounts of mint gum during their scenes, not for her breath, but to create a menthol barrier in her nostrils. The actor insists women have always complimented his natural aroma, describing it as like sun-dried leather mixed with sweet Texas cedar. However, his How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days makeup artist revealed they kept a dedicated fan pointed at him between takes, not for his comfort, but for everyone else's survival. McConaughey's commitment runs so deep, he's written about it in his memoir, dedicating an entire chapter to what he calls the primal honesty of human scent. His wife, Camila, apparently shares his philosophy, though their children have started asking why Daddy smells different from other dads at school pickup. Number 4. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence turned the Hunger Games into the Hunger Breath Games with her pre-kiss meal choices that left both her leading men questioning their career decisions. The actress had a ritual of loading up on her favorite foods right before romantic scenes: garlic bread, tuna melts, and everything bagels with extra onions. She treated craft services like her personal assault weapon against awkward intimacy, creating a breath barrier that could have been weaponized by the Capitol. Liam Hemsworth bore the brunt of this oral warfare during their cave scenes, where close quarters made escape impossible. He started showing up to set with a pocket full of Altoids, offering them to Lawrence like a peace treaty. When that failed, he tried holding his breath during takes, resulting in some unintentionally comedic facial expressions that required reshoots. "She basically tasted like lunch," Hemsworth revealed during a press tour, while Lawrence laughed unapologetically beside him. Josh Hutcherson developed his own coping mechanisms, including a subtle head tilt technique that allowed him to breathe through the side of his mouth during their kisses. The crew noticed he started requesting script changes that minimized face-to-face dialogue after lunch breaks. Lawrence found the whole situation hilarious, deliberately escalating her food choices as filming progressed. By Mockingjay, she was eating Caesar salads with extra anchovies, claiming it helped her connect with Katniss's survivalist mentality. The catering team eventually received a memo requesting no pungent foods within 2 hours of scheduled intimate scenes. Number 3. Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson's transformation into Edward Cullen involved more than just pale makeup and golden contacts. It included cultivating the personal hygiene habits of someone who'd been dead for a century. His signature tousled hair wasn't achieved with expensive products, but by simply not washing it for days, allowing natural oils to create what he called authentic vampire texture. Cast members reported that you could track how many days into shooting they were by the increasing height of Pattinson's hair. His aversion to basic cleanliness extended beyond hair care. Pattinson would wear the same outfit for days, claiming it helped him stay in character. The wardrobe department discovered he'd been sleeping in his costume to achieve a lived-in vampire look, forcing them to order multiple identical outfits and secretly swap them while he wasn't paying attention. Kristen Stewart, dealing with her own hygiene quirks, still found his approach excessive, especially during their meadow scenes where she had to lay her head on his chest. The situation reached peak intensity during the baseball scene in the first film, where Pattinson had gone 5 days without showering because he felt vampires wouldn't sweat. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. He was playing a character who supposedly smelled irresistible while personally smelling like a gym locker. Makeup artists started arriving early to do what they called damage control, using dry shampoo by the bottle and fabric refresher on his clothes. Years later, Pattinson admitted his hygiene habits were disgusting, though he seemed more amused than apologetic about traumatizing his co-stars. Number 2. Post Malone. Post Malone's music might top the charts, but his personal scent reportedly hits rock bottom. The tattooed rapper's aversion to deodorant has become such an issue that rumors swirled about a former manager quitting specifically because they couldn't handle his smell during long tour bus rides. While Malone dismisses these stories as exaggerations, he openly admits to skipping deodorant, describing his aroma as natural musk rather than what others call dumpster funk. His philosophy seems to be that success smells however it wants to smell. During meet and greets, fans have reported a distinctive aroma that cuts through even outdoor venues. Security guards allegedly draw straws to determine who has to stand closest to him during concerts. His tour rider supposedly includes specific requests for ventilation upgrades in dressing rooms, though not for his comfort. Venues learned to improve air circulation after multiple complaints from opening acts. The irony is that Malone promotes various colognes and has his own wine brand, yet refuses to address his baseline scent. He's joked that his smell is part of his brand, like a calling card that announces his arrival before he enters a room. Some dedicated fans have even started forums discussing their encounters with his musk, rating it on a scale from tolerable to hazmat situation. Despite the olfactory assault, his popularity remains unchanged, proving that in the music industry, talent can overpower even the strongest body odor. Number 1. Clark Gable. Clark Gable's megawatt smile hid a secret that would have horrified his millions of female fans. By age 32, the King of Hollywood had lost nearly all his teeth to severe gum disease. The dentures he wore for the rest of his career became the stuff of nightmares for his leading ladies, particularly Vivien Leigh, during their iconic scenes in Gone with the Wind. What should have been cinema's most romantic moments turned into an endurance test that required all of Leigh's acting skills just to keep from gagging. The source of Gable's dental disaster traced back to his youth, when a combination of poor nutrition, chain smoking, and minimal dental care destroyed his gums beyond repair. By the time he hit Hollywood stardom, infection had claimed most of his teeth. The dentures, crafted in an era before modern materials, absorbed odors like a sponge and emitted a distinctive smell that makeup artists described as rotting cabbage mixed with mothballs. Leigh privately told friends that kissing Gable felt like pressing my face against a garbage disposal. The problem intensified under hot studio lights, which seemed to activate whatever bacteria lived in those primitive dentures. During their famous staircase scene, Leigh required multiple breaks, claiming she needed to adjust her costume when really she was gasping for fresh air. Director Victor Fleming eventually scheduled all kissing scenes for the first thing in the morning, hoping to catch Gable's dentures at their freshest. The wardrobe department kept peppermint oil hidden around the set, which Leigh would dab under her nose between takes. Despite the oral ordeal, their on-screen chemistry convinced audiences worldwide, proving that sometimes the magic of cinema can overcome even the most putrid reality. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.